shadows creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Hello and welcome to Coschat with a slightly different face today. Luke unfortunately has lost his voice, so he asked me to fill in. I'm seriously aka Mel, and this is Myamori Cosplay, aka Laura. Hello. Hello. So yes, we're joined with Myamori Cosplay today. She has obviously a cosplay. She was interested in cosplay, but you're also interested in J-pop sort of performance, so singing and dancing and that kind of thing. About sort of what you do, just so that everyone kind of is aware of what you do.
Yeah, well, I am mostly a performance-based cosplayer. I've found out a way in my cosplay journey that I'm not a very, crafty person. So my kind of thing is based on the actual performances themselves. So yeah, it's mostly dancing. I'd like to do some singing. I'm actually really quite nervous about singing at the moment. So yeah, it's mostly just dancing and having a good time on stage.
Fabulous. That's always a good thing to do, because definitely, like, I've seen some videos now of your performances as well, and you can definitely see, like, she's got a lot of talent. You guys will see it a lot later on.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's really interesting you say that as well about the performance side, because I'm obviously a member of Bandursnatch Studios as well, so I'm quite interested in the performance side of things. And what is it that sort of appeals to you about the performance side then? What is it that you love about it? Do you just love performing on a stage?
Well, I've always kind of loved the kind of, theatre side of things. Like, I was always into, like, drama and things at school. But one of the biggest things for me about performing in cosplay is kind of the idol side to it. A big thing with, like, idols, anime idols or real-life idols is the whole idea of just having a really good time and letting other people have a really good time just with the music and with the movements. And I just really like that whole kind of idea of just a room full of people having fun, and that's what I want to focus on more than anything else.
That sounds brilliant, to be honest. Definitely. Like, I always enjoy myself. Like, I enjoy going to cons and seeing idol performances, because you just get something a bit different. And like you said, it is a lot of fun. You get that feeling of fun from the person that's sort of on the stage, or the group of people that's on the stage. Is there anything else about that side of things that you kind of like? Is there, obviously I've seen, like, you love sort of performing on a stage, but is it something you sort of do like off the stage as well? Do you sort of do anything like that?
Well, I've on my YouTube channel, I've posted a couple of dance covers rather than just being on a stage kind of thing, and I do want to do more, but I tend to not have as much confidence, because it's the case of it being, you see people doing dance covers just like in a park or in a street or something, and it's like, how do you do that? Like, at least when I'm on a stage, I know I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, definitely. I know, like, we've filmed CMVs in, like, your random street in the back streets in Manchester, and you're just like, this is a little bit weird. Just a little bit. So I get where you're coming from on that one, definitely. Even though I very rarely go on a stage as such, because I'm actually more comfortable off a stage, which is kind of why I was asking.
Yeah.
I found that really interesting. But no, I mean, you've performed on some big stages as well, from what I can see, like you performed at MCMs and that kind of thing as well. Do you sort of like the bigger the stage, the better?
I wouldn't necessarily say the better, but I think that it tends to be that the bigger the stage, the kind of further away the audience seems, which is kind of a good thing for when you're terrified. Because an example is when I recently performed at Liverpool Anime and Gaming Con, and it was a really small room, and you could kind of see every single person's face. And the thing with performing in the UK with songs and things, people tend to have this really like dead set face when they watch you, and it's like, do you like this? What is your emotion? It's just like sitting there, just like watching you with this face that's just like unreadable. So it's kind of terrifying when you can actually see more people.
Yeah, I get that. I used to suffer with really bad stage fright, so I definitely get where you're coming from on that one. I'd less so now, but it's more just practice. Like the more you do it, the easier it becomes. At least that's been the case for me anyway. Like for me, like it's more kind of getting on a stage, and like it's really terrifying for me. And the bigger the stage, the more I don't like it. So.
All right. Yeah, I think I really am just kind of the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Because I guess in a way, it's like the bigger the stage, the less kind of personally attached I can feel to that, and I find it easier to step into a role or a character if it is just like a big stage, and it's like the audience is there, but I can just kind of phase them out because there's more lights or there's more to kind of focus on other than every single person's face.
That does make sense, actually. Maybe I should try some of that. I'll try some of that next time on a big stage. It doesn't happen very often. That's probably why I'm very scared of it. No, I find it really interesting because you were saying about the singing side as well. Like you were more sort of nervous to do that, but you're happier to do the dancing. So what is it about the dancing that really appeals to you then?
Well, with the dancing, I don't know. I just kind of feel that with dancing, even if you look absolutely ridiculous, even if you're just like messing up completely, I just kind of feel as if I can look like I'm having more fun when I'm dancing. So it's like if you kind of start messing up, it's like just start clapping or start jumping, or I don't know, do a bit of this, just kind of go for it, and it's you can kind of save it in that way. So with singing, I feel like because it doesn't come as naturally to me, and because I'm not a very powerful singer either, there's more to be afraid of for me when it comes to singing, because that's just not my talent, without putting a lot of extra work into it. Dancing to me is just a little bit easier, and it comes a bit more naturally and a bit more fun for me.
More of kind of your comfort zone kind of level.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun doing this, and why the heck shouldn't you be able to go on and do something that you absolutely love rather than something that, completely terrifies you?
Yeah.
Especially when, like you say, you enjoy the audience reaction as well, and the fact that people, have fun with you is a really cool sort of concept. And I think that is definitely more kind of in the idol sort of anime sort of side of thing, or J-pop kind of side of things, rather than in like the more kind of Western cosplay kind of performance. It's like still a performance, but it's a different type of performance. At least from what I understand. Like I will tell you now, I am very much, I don't know a huge amount about it. I'm just a very big admirer of it.
Right.
It just looks really, really cool to me. I'm just like, that looks so cool. I have no rhythm whatsoever. Yay.
But I think in a way, one of the reasons why I feel a lot more confident doing idol stuff rather than actually trying to do, like real dances, so, like more professional kind of dances, is a big part of, kind of idol culture and the idols themselves is having this.
Oh, it cut out a little bit.
You happy?
There you go, got you back.
Oh no, did I cut out?
Yeah, I missed
oh no, how long for?
Unfortunately. Try it again.
Oh wait, I think it's cutting up for me a little bit now. Oh. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I want to say we're back.
I can hear you okay.
Okay. That's
Cool.
good then.
Confirmed. Confirmed by Snow. There we go. So yeah, just say that again for me because we missed that, unfortunately.
So basically, part of the appeal of idols is that they don't have to be polished from the get-go. They can start off very rough. The idea is that they're just normal people who have a passion for, either music or dancing, or like a big thing is literally just trying to make people happy. And I think that gives you a bit of leeway when it comes to idol stuff, because you can mess up a little bit. As long as you're having a good time, then I think that everybody else can have a good time. And that's the kind of music that they have, and the kind of dances that they do. There's a lot of interaction that you can have with the audience, and the focus is less on doing a perfect dance. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of idols who are incredibly talented. It's just that there's also a lot of idols who are just everyday girls who just really like what they do.
That's really cool. Like, I didn't know that at all. So you just educated me. Yay! Always good. I'm just looking at the chat as well, and we have a Bethan. Hot dang, it's Weeaboo Jones. So I could tell it was Bethan, but yeah. Hi Bethan. So yes, no, that sounds really, really cool. Like, I know some people do sort of idol stuff with like a specific character in mind. Do you have a specific character you kind of go into, or do you just kind of want to just have fun?
At the moment, I tend to be just kind of doing me more than characters themselves. But the people who have cosplayed and things like that, they're always like ones that I really, really love, and they all tend to be quite kind of high energy, and so I get, I can really kind of get into it, and I don't know, it's a tough one. I can't decide whether it's me or the character who's kind of doing this, if that
Maybe
makes
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I know I do a lot of character stuff, and I tend to throw there's a little bit of me in every character that I do. We're just moving on to some of your pretty pictures. Yay! And I love like the look of some of these. It's just so cool, And
Thank you. I mean, it's kind of annoying because I haven't got proper cosplays yet. As I say, I'm not really a craft kind of person. It's like sewing is literally witchcraft to me. I don't know how people do that. I tried to make a costume a few weeks ago, and I thought it was going okay, and then it just kind of ended up a disaster. Which is, that's fine by me. I accept that I'm still kind of learning, so I just need to try and find places that can do really intricate idol dresses to really do the ones that I want to do. And I don't think there's any shame in buying cosplays in the slightest. And I really try and push for the kind of the message and the idea that craft is not the only way to cosplay, which I think is an idea that a lot of people get into their heads, that it's like a battle of who can sew better and who can do this better and who can do that better. And it's like, I understand that that's important. Of course it is. And, I'm not discrediting everybody who can do that. It's just that there's this whole other side of performance stuff and in character stuff and, all that kind of stuff that people tend to think is like a secondary thing, but it's actually really hard to do.
And actually, in a lot of cosplay competitions, it's usually about 50-50. About 50-50 performance and costume. And personally, having judged a few, you do get some people that come on in an absolutely beautiful costume, but then like they kind of come on the stage and kind of run off again, and you think, oh, if you just performed a little bit, it would have been cool. And the thing is, like, it's something that is, absolutely, like, I'm naturally going to agree with you because I do performance stuff in a lot of bought cosplays. So I'm naturally going to agree with you. But again, it's something that is, to me, just as important as being able to sew or being able to craft, because that's something you can learn, just like performance you can learn as well. And in the day, if you are still learning, then, everybody has to start somewhere. I mean, how long have you been cosplaying now? Oh, Laura. Oh no.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm going to blame my internet. I'm so sorry.
Your internet does not like us today.
No, definitely not.
I was just saying, like, how everyone sort of has to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, like, for me, it's like you've kind of got pretty much 50-50 for most cosplay competitions, for sort of performance and, like, crafting.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, you know, it's something where everyone has to start somewhere. I mean, how long have you actually been cosplaying?
Right, well, I've been cosplaying from quite, not super young, probably when I was about 16 or 17 is when I kind of started, but nobody can ever see those pictures, basically. It's like they don't exist.
I think everyone feels somewhat that way about their first few cosplays.
And then I think it was one of my first few this as
Oh no, I think we've lost her again. Apologies for this, guys. Yep, I think we've lost her. While we try and get her back, I think we have pretty much lost her. So I think while we try and get her back, we might just pop a little video on. So if we pop the first one on, this is basically her first performance at MCM. And apologies, the stream is a little bit loud, that will be that. Hello. Just pop your first video on here. Oh, bless you, you look so nervous.
At the point, this is the character. They have a breakdown on stage.
You can see you getting more and more comfy as you kind of get into it. It's really interesting to watch. You're getting more and more confident kind of as you go along.
yeah, well there was I'm getting distracted by the music there.
Commentary from Bethan as well, yeah, I heard that commentary as well.
Yeah. Basically, with that performance, it was the first time I kind of decided, sorry, am I back, like, live back, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure that I was actually supposed to speak now.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the first time that I was like, okay, moving forward, this is going to be it now. This is where I want to take my cosplay. This is what I want to do. So I decided to sing as my first one, even though I'm not comfortable with it because I wanted to jump into the deep end. I just wanted to go for it, like right off the bat. And then I'll be like, it can't get any worse than that. I can only improve from here, and that's going to be fun. And I also chose a song where, you know, I kind of had a leeway of, if I mess up, which I knew I would, I can just scream. I can just scream into it, and it's fine. And it's it can be
Uh-oh. Apologies, guys. I'm having some internet issues, I think. Okay. I'm just having a little look at the chat just while Laura tries to sort her internet out. Praise be Weeaboo Jones and her stage presence. Tweaklad Ninja is in the chat. Hi, Daniel. Says, yep, any early pictures of me as a young chap need hiding. Cosplay was doubly so.
I am so sorry for my internet as well.
That's okay.
I don't know what is going on with it tonight.
I was having a little read in the chat anyway, so it's cool.
Oh, okay.
So it was basically, that was your first performance where you decided that's what you wanted to do. That's kind of as much as I got.
Yeah. And there was a point in that performance, it was the moment when I forgot the words. And in that split second, like, my mind literally went two ways. I was like, I am absolutely terrified and I want to leave right now. And then another part of me was just like, literally, just scream and go for it and just have fun. And that's what I did. And I am so, so happy. And one of the things that still keeps me going is, I was really scared after that. I really don't like singing in front of people. I was, I made myself feel a bit sick. Just, I was like, I want to get out of there. So I was leaving early and I was really kind of feeling bad about what just happened. And some random person literally stopped me aside and said, I had so much fun watching your performance. Yay! And I was just like, what? And it was so incredible. And it was the one thing that I wanted to happen. Like, I wanted people to have a good time and to laugh along with me. And it just meant so much that somebody actually stopped and said that. So it was really awesome. It was a really good feeling.
Like, because I try and do that to people as well. Like when I was judging, there was like a Harley Quinn that came on and had a really good costume, and then kind of came on the stage and was like really, really quick. And she had a really good, like, quick, short performance, but she kind of ran off the stage, and I like made sure to go and find her afterwards and go, you were cool. Like, you just need to stay on stage longer, but you were really cool. Yeah. But no, that's fantastic. That, like, I could see the moment where you lost the nerves. I could see it. Like, having watched back some of my own performances and gone, that's the moment where the stage fright went.
Yeah.
I can usually spot them. No, that's really cool. Like, you had that experience of fight or flight kind of thing. And you just like, the show must go on, must continue. Yeah. And you obviously had fun doing it because you're still doing it now, which is great. But obviously that was your first performance. Do you want to move on and see some more of your kind of better, later performances, shall we say? We won't say better. This one does have some loud screaming in it, guys, from Bethan. So we'll blame Bethan, okay?
Our next performer, and I do kind of understand where they're coming from, rather than Love Live, they have deliberately picked something different. This is something from Idolmaster, Cinderella Girls. Cosplayers here performing for us as Takumi Mukai from Idolmaster.
I love my Love Live!
That's commentary. You see Bethan really getting into it as well. Like,
well, yeah, she tried to clap, but she realised she's holding the camera.
Like, come on. Yep. We can see, like, cameras. Right. Yeah. Like, you'll have to see that. You're like, yes, I want to.
Yeah, it helps that this is literally my favourite song from my favourite franchise. And one of my favourite characters, so I really wanted to nail this.
Yeah.
was so much fun though. It was just like I had such a good time.
You are like, you look like you're having so much fun, and you're just like, you're, from what I can see, you're nailing it, you know. So I'm just like, this is cool, you know. I just want to dance along with you. Yeah. Look so rehearsed as well. Like, you look really kind of like spot on for what. So, and again, you know, most people won't be able to tell your little tiny mistakes.
There was a point in this as well where I could just, because to start with I was super nervous, and it was about 30 seconds in, I could literally feel like all of the nerves just kind of melt away, and I just had such a good time.
Yeah, no saying confident, rehearsed, professional, looking good. There you go.
Thank you.
And Beth.
I love It's my favourite anime.
I love it.
So yeah, it's as you can tell, whenever I have my little cheering squad there as well, it's always really great. I'm really happy for my friends who, you know, they film me, they put up with me, you know, they sit near me when I'm practicing and feeling very awkward. So they are really, really good people. So thank you.
The cosplay community is such a lovely community, really. You know, they really are. And again, we share a lot of friends. So
yes,
you know,
absolutely.
And when we kind of realised, we were like, we have actually met before, and like sat in those together and had food and like sat next to each other, if I remember rightly. So I'm just like, okay.
Everyone knows someone somehow.
Yeah, but, you know, the joke in Bandursnatch is that I know everybody. So you know, it's interesting that, you know, I didn't immediately go, this is Laura, I know Laura, and I was like, I kind of don't know Laura, but that's cool, you know. But then I'm like, actually I do. This is fine.
Yeah.
But no, it looks so good compared to like your first one, where you kind of had like a little bit of nerves, were definitely sort of visible, but like this one you couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything anyway.
Well, I mean, I did actually make a few mistakes during that one, but like I said, it's literally my favorite song in my favorite franchise, and it's one of my favorite characters. Like, I was so happy. Like, I was just having so much fun. And with I mean, what you tend to find with the kind of idol fandom side of things in English speaking countries, and mostly in the UK, it's all Love Live. It's literally all Love Live. And you know, I'm not trying to trash Love Live. I like Love Live, but my favorite one is Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, and that's kind of had next to no recognition. So I really wanted to kind of drive the point that, you know, there might be some other people out there who really like Idolmaster, and it might, you know, make their day just to have this song on there.
Absolutely.
The amazing thing is that with that performance, I actually made a friend from doing that. She managed to find me on YouTube and was just like, oh, hey, you're that one who did that thing. And, you know, I really like Idolmaster. Cool. And I was just like, no way.
No, it's always cool when, like, you, like, for me, it's like when you wear a cosplay at a con that maybe isn't as recognised, and then someone recognises you and you go, oh my goodness.
Oh, actually, you've just reminded me, with the outfit that I was wearing for the first performance that you saw, it was literally just a wig and a jumper with like a rabbit sewn on, and I wore it thinking literally nobody would know who I am. And I wore it for me, you know, I did not expect any recognition. But I went to a really small con in Manchester called Doki Doki, and I had
I know Doki Doki.
Yes. But I had two completely separate people come up to me and be like, oh, are you cosplaying this one person from a thing? And it's like, I don't know if you are. And I was just like, no, I am. And they were just so excited, and I was really excited. And it's just, you know, you get people trying to, you know, kind of ask for what the popular choices are so they can get recognition, but just go with what you love, and then you know, people who do know you, it's like twice as good
Yeah.
when they recognize you.
I agree with you on that one. Like, I definitely am more in that kind of camp than in the let's cosplay the popular ones. I tend to go with characters that I enjoy anyway, and then it just happens to be that they might be a little bit weird. But yeah, you know, it's fine. But then, like, when somebody does recognize you, and it's such a good feeling, you know, when you end up like making friends, like, that you've known forever, because that's kind of what happened to me. But no, that's really, really cool that, like, you've sort of like found friends through doing like certain characters as well that you enjoy more, and so like, again, it's kind of validating the fact that you are performing, but you want to perform the songs that you want to perform. You know, rather than sort of anything else. But we've got another video as well, haven't we, from Birmingham, so we'll pop that one on as well. Thank you, Snow.
Performance time now. This is Myamori Cosplay. She's here to perform for you as Yui Otsuki from Idolmaster Cinderella Girls.
There's another one from Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, I see. You're having so much fun, it's so cute.
Thank you. Yeah, I was really close to pulling out of this one because I hadn't learned all of the dance properly, so I was really kind of worried. I was just determined to go and have a good time again.
At least you did, because you definitely, like, you do so good. The chat's thinking the same thing, you know, looking at the chat, and they're all kind of going, oh my god, it's so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Another thing as well, that your lip sync is really fun. Like,
thank
there's a lot
you.
of people that cannot lip sync to save fun.
Well, again, I think as long as you love the song that you're doing, it's like I sing along to this all of the time, even before I properly know like what the Japanese words are. I just kind of mouth what I think they are, so you kind of get used to what you should be saying even before you start learning the words. It's important to focus on what you love to do rather than what you think will be popular.
Yeah. I think as well, like, especially when it's anything to do with songs or dancing or singing, like, knowing the song really well really helps.
I mean,
that's the main challenge, I think, sometimes.
I think what a lot of people don't realise going into performing and stuff is that you need to kind of know the song so well that you will be sick of hearing it by the end of it. Like, you'll still love it, but you will be so fed up. Like, you will just want to listen to anything else that you can. But because you're doing a performance, you just have it like on repeat all day, so you can really get a feel for it.
I know that feeling far too well. We're doing a new panel at Alcon, I think, this year, and we're trying to learn a thing, and I literally had it on repeat for 5 times the other day, and I was like,
yeah,
I hate my life. Why? I definitely get where you're coming from on that one. For sure. But yes, we have one more video, which was from Liverpool, and again, lots of screaming. So just
mostly from me this time.
For the cosplay masquerade.
I love that. I am impressed. I watched it.
So I think you can see an example of what I was saying about how audiences in the UK just kind of mostly sit there, and, you know, most people don't really do anything, and it can be really terrifying because they could be loving your performance, but they still just don't.
I see the stage, and I do that stage.
Sorry, I can't see very well.
That stage is very good.
I don't know if it breaks up a little bit for me when the videos are playing, so I'm sorry if I'm just kind of not responding. Why people cheered for that bit. It's still a bit of a mystery to me.
So today I was supposed to be cosplaying Abe Nana.
Sneaky bit of vlogging for you guys.
Well, hopefully you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you now. I think it's just when the video plays, it's just a little bit like bit too much.
It doesn't like me, yeah, it's a bit too much. It's fine. It's okay. It can't handle my glitter, it's fine. There is actually a reason I had this on today. It was fancy dress at work, and then I got a message saying, "Please, can you do the stream?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm already in cosplay. It's fine." That was a reason. But yeah, no, you can really see, like, with Liverpool, like, just how close that audience is. Like, it's literally like that.
Yes.
And I've been on that stage. I know that stage.
There was a lot that day, which kind of added up to absolute terror, basically.
Oh no.
I was supposed to be performing the day after on Sunday, like in the morning, when it's not like, you know, absolutely terrifying.
On the dead slot then.
Yeah, pretty much, which I was absolutely fine with. Like, that's what I was ready for. And then a few weeks before, I realised that the trains don't run that early on a Sunday.
To Liverpool,
and the only
don't. We had a Liverpool panel at 11 a.m. and the train got in at 10 to 11. I had to run from the station to the panel.
Oh wow! Yeah, it was. So the time that they managed to squeeze me in for was right before the cosplay masquerade on Saturday.
Oh, full audience then.
I was absolutely terrified, and I knew that it was an audience who was there not for idol songs, but they were just, you know, they were just waiting for the masquerade. Like, I've been there, I've done that before, I know that that's what people do. So I was like, okay, people don't actually want to watch me right now, so I've got to have a good time.
They're there for a performance because they're there waiting for the masquerade. So they're there to, like, watch their friends perform a lot of the time. So I've sat there and I've watched idols before a masquerade, and I will quite happily sit there and watch them because I'm like, that's still a performance, you know. It's still a good thing to watch, you know. And you obviously got a good reaction from the audience as well. So you know, that's the main thing. Sometimes just kind of remembering that reaction, I think, from that audience and kind of going, well, they liked it. If they liked it, it's supposed to be all right. You know? And you had a packed audience, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you know? It
was just a tiny bit terrifying. But and as I think I mentioned before to you as well when we had a little chat, that I forgot that microphones exist to make your voice loud. So I felt the need to scream, and you could just hear my voice going, and I don't know. I still find it funny. Like I can laugh at that. I went with it, and I still had a good time.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Like you carried on regardless, even though you were terrified. And again, like you can't tell. And I think that's sometimes the best thing. It's just like fake it till you make it and kind of be like, okay, I'm fully confident, it's fine. And because you're in a character, sometimes it can really help.
Definitely.
Like for me personally, I'm more nervous being me than I am like being a character in a thing.
Yeah. I think part of the reason why Liverpool was a little bit scary as well is because I wasn't in cosplay. Like I wore a bit of a costume, but it wasn't a character. It was literally just me. So I didn't feel like I had anything to hide behind. It's like my favorite performance, the one where I had the mic stand on in the black wig. Her character is so strong, and she is so just like will not let anybody say anything.
I think we're losing you a little bit again. Oh no.
To
are you back?
Oh, am I back? I think I am back.
Yes, got you. We're cool. Right, okay. What were you saying about the character with the black wig?
Oh yeah, it was just that she's a very powerful character. She's very like doesn't let anybody talk down to her. She's very just like, you've got to fight, you've got to be passionate. I think she's like an ex-girl gang leader who became an idol. So it's all good fun, and I really feel like I could channel that while I was performing her. But when it was just me, all I could think of was I have to keep smiling, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to make a good impression, and it's just a different experience. I think when it's yourself.
Do you think you kind of do it again as yourself? Do you think you do it more as kind of your characters?
I really want to do it again as myself.
That's really cool.
When I perform in masquerades and stuff, I try and do characters because I think that's part of the fun of masquerades is seeing characters rather than people. But if I ever get the chance to just perform, I definitely want to do it as me.
That makes a lot of sense. Like because you've got that, because it is you that's doing that performance, and I think it's really brave of you to go, do you know what? It did terrify me, and I was in front of a really packed crowd, but I want to do it again anyway. And I'm like, I really admire that because there's not many people that would go, I'm terrified of that. Let's do it again. It's cool. It's fine.
I think because I know that once the initial nerves wear off, it is where I have the most fun. Like it for me, it just makes me so happy to be able to do that. And I'm really annoyed with the Liverpool performance that my camera cut out before the last song, which was my favourite one because I'd really got into it by that point and I'd had so much fun, and it looked like the audience was having a bit more fun as well because I was obviously perked up a bit more. But yeah, I'm gonna perform that song again somewhere else.
Just do it again somewhere else, and you'll be fine. That's all you need to do is take it again to another con and just re-perform it, and make sure your camera's working and it's all cool. Make sure you've got a good camera babysitter. That's what we try and that's what we try and get. It's a good camera babysitter. Usually Bethan. Let's face it. But yeah, with that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a little sort of 5-minute comfort break. And what we'll do is we're going to have a little drink, that kind of thing. But what I'd like chat to do is to pop any questions you have for Myamori Cosplay. Any questions about what she's doing, about performances, about cosplay. If you pop them in the chat, and then what we'll do is we'll come back after sort of 5-minute break and ask you some questions. How exciting. So yeah, we'll see you guys after the break. And welcome back, guys. We are back with Myamori Cosplay, and I'm seriously from Bandursnatch Studios /Costume and Play. because I rep both. It's fine. And we're back with Myamori, who is lovely, and lovely Laura, and we've got some questions for you, my dear. So I shall go straight into it because we've got quite a few. So we've got quite a few from our chat. Let me just go to chat and have a little look. So we have some predictable ones from Bethan. So Bethan asks, top 3 idol animes. Which ones would you recommend? Oh no, have we lost you? Oh no, just as I ask a question as well. Typical. Lost you again, yep. We're getting there. Right. Kiddo. Are we back? Nope, we've lost her. Trying. There we go. Are you back?
I am so sorry. I literally cut out as soon as you said we are back with Myamori.
I'm like, we're back. Oh, and we're not back. It's fine. It's cool. But yeah, basically, I was just going straight into questions.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is from the predictable Bethan, with the top 3 idol animes that you would recommend.
Oh, that's a good question. She knows me well. So my absolute top favorite is Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. I rate that a little bit above the original Idolmaster because I feel like it's got a bit more of a flow to it. The characters are just amazing. There's like a lot of them, so I guarantee every single person will have at least one character that they like. It's literally a guarantee, and if you don't believe me, I will find you one.
I'm going to do what everyone else seems to do, just finds me characters to cosplay. I just be like, here you go, have this character, it's fine, it's all cool. You know,
honestly, the characters are amazing, and the story is really like you can feel a real kind of sense of, you know, kind of fear for them. It's like, instead of just being happy idols, it's like they have to deal with real things. They have real problems. It's like they perform outside and it rains and they're like, oh no, what are we gonna do? And it's like, that's so real. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they don't get that very often in anime, from what I can tell. You know, you tend to get a lot of stuff that's like, no, it's not that realistic. Yay.
Yeah, it's like Cinderella Girls. It has all the cutesy stuff, but then it has like serious board meetings where they might get shut down, and it's like, oh. In a similar kind of vein to that, there's an idol anime called Wake Up Girls, which is not quite so well known, but it's really kind of realistic again. They have to deal with like a lot of issues. They're literally from like a place where they are nothing, and they have to kind of build up their fan base and work really hard, and it's really interesting to watch. My third favorite is completely different. It's like on the total other end of the anime spectrum. It's called Prepara, and I just really like it because it takes my minds off things. It's just about this literal like virtual world where, oh, hello cat. Cats are always welcome here. That's fine. But yeah, Prepara is basically this completely like fabricated world where you go to transform into an idol, and there's all these ridiculous scenes that's like, this is literally never going to happen in the real world, but you know what, it's really nice. So those are my first
a bit of escape, definitely. Yeah. Well, definitely, like from what you were saying about the Cinderella Girls, I was like, those sound like my kind of characters. You know, I like those type of characters. The one you were describing with the dark hair, I was like, yeah.
There's honestly, the variety in Cinderella Girls is insane. It's so good. There's literally something for everyone.
That's really cool. Like, definitely, I think I might have to go and check that one out. And then Bethan, you almost make me cosplay from it. It's fine. Usually the case. We have another couple of questions. Let's have a little look. How to get into dancing, how to remember dances, how to get over stage fright. That's 3 different questions, Bethan. That's just greedy. You know, come on. We'll go with how do you actually remember dances? Because I would like to know this as well, because I'm terrible at remembering any kind of choreography or blocking. So I'd like to know this.
My personal method is, as soon as there's a dance that I see that I think I want to learn this, immediately I try and get hold of either a mirrored version of it, or I get it and I mirror it myself, and I do not let myself watch the normal version, because otherwise it'll just confuse me. So right from the get-go, I make sure that I only watch the mirrored version, so that I can get used to the movements. And
that's so that you can basically copy exactly what the person is on the screen rather than trying to do the opposite. Yes. Yeah,
basically. That's the best way to learn. Always learn from like the mirrored ones, because then you can copy the movements exactly, and that's how you actually do it properly. And I kind of lost my train of thought there, sorry. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so my method of learning a dance is literally sitting down and just watching this on repeat until it feels familiar. And then once I've got a general idea of what it is to do, like when I kind of generally know what's coming next, that's when I start trying to copy it. And it's important to take it chunk by chunk. Don't try and learn it all in one sitting. Literally, like, learn 5 seconds, and then learn the next 5 seconds, and then run through the 10 seconds, and just keep doing it in little chunks like that, and eventually it all fits together.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, because I think learning anything like that, like dancing or singing or performance in general, like cosplay sort of performance as well, is quite useful just to get that learnt by rote, and then once you know it like off by heart, and then try and do it more and kind of put more personality into it and that kind of thing. That definitely makes a lot of sense. It's really cool. It's good advice. I like it. I will use that. Next time I try and block out a sword fight and forget half of it, it'll be fine. It's all cool. Let me see. Bethan asked dating sim recommendations.
I know what you want me to say, Bethan, and I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it live. That can wait until that Manchester plan we have. With the definitely probably going to be rated 18 video. Just for...
oh, you're going to Manchester MCM, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, so am
I. I'm aware that it's the 9 PM watershed, but I'm still not speaking the name of this.
Oh no.
I'm not held responsible for what people have in their Google search.
Let's have a little look. So, Tweakland Ninja is asking, what do you think is better, having your obscure cosplay recognised or recognising someone else's obscure cosplay? That's a good question.
That is a really good question. I mean, personally, I think it's better if you get somebody else to recognise you, because I kind of feel that if you're wearing something really obscure, you're kind of going into it expecting nobody to recognise you. So it's always really good to kind of break that. I think that when you see an obscure cosplay there, you don't even consider that there might be somebody there. So there's kind of no kind of expectation anyway. When you see somebody else, it's just kind of like bang, you know, wow, there it is. But when you're walking around, you know that you're the character and you have a lot of that love for the character. And then when other people come up and say that, it's like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Like, for me, like, I love recognizing obscure. I will make a point of, like, if I recognize an obscure character, I'll make a point of kind of going to somebody and going, I know who you are, you're this. And you're like, oh my god, it's really cool. So what I would probably ask you as well, so we have got a couple of questions that we do sort of tend to ask most of our guests. Mm-hmm. One of them is probably going to, well, you've already kind of answered favourite costume to wear. You kind of said it's the one with the black hair. Because she's so strong and powerful.
Yeah.
What I would say as well is the question that we do try and ask everybody is, where do you see yourself in a year's time? So whether that's sort of cosplay wise or performance wise or, you know, guesting wise, you know, would you want to do sort of more guesting stuff?
I would love to do more guesting stuff. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of awkward in saying that. It's like, like who would want me as a guest kind of thing. But at the same time, if I get to perform more, I would love to do that. Like, I would love to think that I get to actually perform more as me, not having to sign up to masquerades and hoping that they let me in.
Yeah.
So I'd like to kind of have that reassurance that I get to perform for people. I mean, regardless, I am still going to be dancing and vlogging and just doing what I enjoy doing. So
yeah, for sure. Like that makes a lot of sense. But no, it's really cool. Like that's sort of like your aim is like, oh, I'd like to do more sort of guesty stuff. Like, because people do want to do that. It's a realistic thing. It's not like a big-headed thing or anything like that. No, it's
again, it's less like I want more people to know me. It's more just I just want to dance more.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You just want to dance and have fun and share the fun. And that's really admirable. Definitely.
Thank you.
The other question as well that we always sort of ask everybody is if you could have any costumes. This is sort of basically the final question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have any costume at all. And I can't phrase this exactly the way Luke does because he does it beautifully with Scottish accent. But if you could have any costume at all, and it would basically come to you, it would be perfectly fitted, it would be perfectly made, it would fit you, can be any kind of costume whatsoever. It can be armor, it can be sewn, it can be anything you wanted. And it's just sitting on your sofa ready for you. And you can just get in it and go and perform. What costume would that be?
See, that's not even a hard question for me because I have like the dream costume and it's near impossible. But one of my favorite characters from Cinderella Girls, it's a completely different character to the one before. But one of her songs that she has is basically kind of like not a parody, but it's supposed to be like a magical girl type thing. So she transforms in the song, and I actually have the figure of the one I would really like.
Oh my goodness, she's so cute.
So it's this, but before this, what I would like is one of those costumes where you can do a costume change on stage.
Yes.
So what I would love is like a maid outfit over this, and then halfway through the song, just like whip it off, and then it's just this.
That would be so cool.
That is the dream. It's impossible, but that is the dream.
Not impossible.
Well,
it costs you a lot of money.
A lot of money and a lot of time.
Yeah. No, that's really cool that you've actually got like somebody is in mind. You're like, that one. That's the one I want. Because I would always struggle with that question. I'd be like, I don't know. I try and make the ones I want to do. No, that's really, really cool. Like, I think that's really awesome that you've actually got something in mind, and then you've got a goal for a year's time as well. And Snow's saying that Disney Princess is doing it at parks all the time. Well, yes, they do, but it's also a bit harder to make yourself, or for other people to kind of make for you as well. Like that's a pretty hard costume to try and get. But no, it's been really, really cool. Thank you so much for coming along today, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
It's been a really good time, so I've had a lot of fun. I'm sorry for my internet cutting out like every 10 minutes, but thank you for bearing with me.
We can go with it, it's fine. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. And go to her Facebook. She's got a Facebook. Go to Myamori Cosplay on Facebook.
I also have YouTube.
YouTube, yay! Vlogs. I've seen your vlogs. The vlogs are fun.
Thank you.
The Liverpool vlog is very fun.
Thank you.
I like it. I watch vlogs. That's what I do. But yeah, basically, obviously, that is pretty much Cosplay Chat for this week. You will probably have your lovely Luke back next week because I'm hoping his voice will be back by then. But we do have a couple of other shows that are on the network as well. So on the Costume and Play Twitch, I'm just scrolling up for my information. So we have, on Monday, we have Cosplay Craft Attack with Adam McDutton. And we've got Yolnir Armour with McDutton, obviously continuing to build his Halo armour. I don't know if he's still using glue or not, or whether he's not using glue, just using duct tape. But that's what he's doing. He's continuing to build his Halo armour. And then we have Fandom Theory on Tuesday. And then next Friday, we have the next Coschat with Kyokyo Cosplay. When it loads, there we go. Lovely Sophie. So Kyoko will be here next time at 8 o'clock with Coschat with Luke, more than likely. Hopefully not with myself, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Even though it was a bit of an unplanned, we had a little substitution.
We got there. We made it. You did great, so don't worry.
So there we go. But thank you very much to Myamori Cosplay for joining me today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you soon.